Hey blockchain visionaries, I'm George Levy. In this video, I'll be talking about digital scarcity, one of the key reasons why Bitcoin is so valuable and a very important concept you need to know about when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Let's do this. In this video, we're going to be talking about the concept of scarcity. When something is scarce, it means that there is a limited amount of it. It's scarce means that you really don't have an unlimited amount that you can go through it. So I'll tell you, for example, a limited resource such as oil. There's a scarce amount of oil, and over time, some people say that we will run out of oil. So looking at things that are scarce adds value to them. That's why the price of oil is so valuable, because there's a limited amount of oil. But same thing with things such as gold. And when you think about the concept of scarcity, it's very easy to see that in a physical world. So for example, you know that there is one George Levy. There's only one. Yet, if you create a digital version of George Levy, you can create multiple versions of George Levy. In fact, you saw in the opening, I could duplicate myself, triplicate myself. I could make millions of copies of myself and spread myself all over the world. Just like right now, you're looking at a digital version of me talking to you on YouTube or Facebook or whichever video platform you're looking at. So the key thing I want to point out is that when you're dealing with digital assets, you can create an unlimited amount of them. And this really takes away the value of that asset. Perfect example is what happened in the music industry. In the music industry, when you had a song and that song had to be on a CD and you had to buy a CD, that CD cost money because you had to go buy physically a CD that you could actually play. But when you could turn it into an MP3, then you could take that MP3 and spread it around all over the world with millions of copies for free. All of a sudden, nobody wants to buy music because you can just get it for free. So what makes Bitcoin so valuable is that it's what's known as digitally scarce. There is something known as digital scarcity, and this is accomplished through the use of blockchain technology. Because in blockchain, you keep a permanent and immutable record of every single transaction, which could be the creation of a Bitcoin or the transfer of Bitcoins to someone else. In other words, there's a permanent and immutable record of every single Bitcoin in the entire history of Bitcoin. In fact, at the precise moment of this video, there are actually little over 18 million Bitcoins in circulation, and they are created on every 10 minutes whenever a new block is created. Miners create a limited number of Bitcoins, brand new Bitcoins that are added to the number in circulation. As of the time of this specific video that I'm recording, that number is 6.25 Bitcoins. So when you really think about it, Bitcoins are very, very valuable because there's only a very limited number of Bitcoins that are created. That's why when you get a Bitcoin, it's really, really valuable for you to hold on to it because the moment you give it to someone else, you no longer have that Bitcoin. That's very, very different for example, I did that digital version of myself for the opening and I could have created 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 of them. I could have emailed them to all sorts of people and it really wouldn't have made a difference because digital assets can be very easy to copy, very easy to spread and disseminate all over the web. But when you create something that is truly digitally scarce, once you have it and you give it or transfer it to somebody else, you no longer have it because it's scarce. So that's the lesson that I want you to take into consideration. One of the key elements that you need to understand and what made Bitcoin so valuable through the use of blockchain is that a Bitcoin is digitally scarce. If I have a Bitcoin and I give it to someone else, I no longer have that Bitcoin. I hope you found this video valuable. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit like if you like it, leave me comments. I would love to hear from you. I look forward to seeing you again. And remember, we're changing the world one blockchain